here, I'm going to bring up this photograph that I had here. Now I'm looking at the borders of the terrain here. So these borders, these are kind of modular themselves, aren't they? You can actually take them apart, so you can shape. It's not one way, right? Nope. Am I guessing that right?
You click together at a point.
Right.
My camera. I'm
gonna turn off your background.
But
I'll send you some images.
Each one of those borders where you see edge to edge can be connected in 3 different angles.
Right.
And they can be as many edges as you want. So when I said earlier that a typical game of TimeStrike is 8 edges, the board in front of you is an 8-edge board. That's what we recommend to play TimeStrike on. But it goes down to 3 is the smallest. 6 is a little like hexagon. We've done massive. We've done 24 edge boards, I think, and just
I built a.
That's great.
Yeah, huge one.
A whole
That's
table.
great. I love that.
The engineering behind that was incredibly complicated because what you needed to achieve was a thing that created an implied hexagonal grid, no matter how you scaled it. And all the pieces still had to fit snugly and perfectly without creating any sort of wiggle room or too much space. So we really iterated on that for a very long time to be able to achieve that sort of infinite scalability with those edge pieces. And to have that implied hexagonal grid be perfect every time, no matter how big or how small that map was. So really, really proud of that from an engineering point of view. It's that's when we talk about Adventure Together, I like to say we're a technology company as well. We're a publisher, but we're a technology company. So yeah, the modular and infinite scalability of these edge pieces is, I spend a lot of time marveling over how it works myself.
That's almost like revolutionary, to be perfectly honest. I've never seen anything like that before, I don't think.
Yeah. Well, we got to have Brian on the podcast at some point. Brian will tell you exactly how we solved the project.
Well, it really was the cornerstone of making the game, making the board have that destructible, buildable component. And I could say we definitely look to a classic Catan as an inspiration of how we could probably, kind of put this together. And, the more edges you have, the more component management you have. And we're still looking on... And we're still looking on ways that we can even improve it as far as, because there's like a space under it, and then all of the edges have a 1-inch hexagonal indent in them, where you could build 3D print your own things. Like if you wanted to like build a dice tower that had like a hexagonal bottom that could just plop right in there and fit, like you could do that, or things that hang over the map. And so that's something we'll show off all the numbers and stats, and people can. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
And they happen to fit D20s perfectly.
Yeah, that right there.
Okay.
So we designed that in on purpose because we wanted for makers in the 3D community to be able to, and we'll have a part that fits in there with a little dovetail mechanism. So you can slide into any one of these edges, a dice tower, a beer koozie, a candle holder, whatever you want that'll sort of make your experience more fun when you're playing with it. But yeah,
I'd recommend having fire next to the tiles.
It accidentally fits a D20 perfectly. That wasn't really even a design decision, but we noticed immediately. We were like, "Oh my goodness, that's a perfect holder for a D20." So yeah, it also holds your D20s.
I'm almost half tempted to get these things and then just like try and wrap it around my HeroScape terrain, a little bit. Just have a border like that, because they'll help you manage your components for sure.
I will tell you, we have played other games where we just set up edges around the game so that we could just have component management.
I'm sorry, out of everything I've seen so far, that's just blown my mind. It really has. I really understand that. Wow.
The floor has devoured many of my dice and bits, so I'm happy about this.
Yeah, I think we're all used to like going into the cabinets and you break out the bowls and you dump everything into the bowls and you have kitchen bowls. I've never had to do that again. And something that Chris said, I think it was like 2 years ago, he's like, "Can you believe the world doesn't even know this exists right now?" And we were like sitting on it. He's like, "And we're playing this every day." And I'm like, it's kind of
this week.
Yeah. So we've been
this is just going to get its own little segment just on those border things. And it was like, if you haven't seen any of this podcast, just watch this part, and then you'll want to go to the Kickstarter. Just watch.
I put some images in the ToV podcast chat so you could see actually how just 8 edges can be configured in different shapes, number one, and number two, it shows off the 3 biomes that we're going to be launching during the Kickstarter.
Okay, well, look, I tell you, I mean, I've been thinking. Okay, great, and I'll probably pull these down, put them up, because I mean, I was thinking about it, but I'm certainly going to do it. You on the ToV or the Tales of Valhalla server on Discord. I mean, we have like different areas where we talk about things. Source is going to get its own thing on our Discord. I mean, it's probably take a little time to set it up, but yeah, it's gonna get its own thing. You guys made a home here for sure. It just I mean, I was already impressed, but yeah, I'm almost speechless. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
We'll be very active in it. Trust us.
Yeah.
All right, and
I basically live on Discord at this point. I mean,
Yeah.
Our lives are in here. Our lives are in here.